friends, welcome to our channel. In this video, I am starting the concept of numerical analysis. The question is, what are these numerical analysis? The answer is, as the name suggests, numerical means dealing with numbers and analysis means investigating something by the part of a whole system. For better understanding, I am considering a simple experiment, that is helical spring experiment. In this experiment, the one end of the spring is fixed at the fixed point P and the other end of the spring is suspended by the mass M, and this scale measures the extension in the spring for the mass M. This tabular column gives the different values of load, that is F is equals to mg Newton for the corresponding values of mass M, and this column gives the extension in the spring in meters for the corresponding values of mass M. As we know from Hooke's law, that is F is equals to kx, where this k is the spring constant and this x is the extension in the spring, that is equals to mg. By defining the function y is equals to, that is F is equals to mg, generally y is equals to f of x. This y is the dependent variable on x and x is the independent variable. We call this y as entries and x as argument. In this tabular column, these are all the arguments and these are all the entries. For some application, assuming we have to find the value of f for the value of m, that is equals to 55 grams. Since in our laboratory we are available with the standard values of m, that is as 50 grams, 100 grams and so on, and we are not available with the value of m is equals to 55 grams. So rather than finding it by experimentally, we will find the value of f for the value of m by numerical method. A numerical method will define the function y is equals to f of x. Here this y will be equals to f, that is equals to mg, and by substituting the value of f and the value of g, we will get the value of f as 0.539 Newton. This is the way of analyzing the value of y for the value of f for the value of x numerically. Throughout this video, we will see the different types of formulas and methods to find the value of y for the given value of x and to find the value of x for the given value of y. This is the function y is equals to f of x, and this function is having the n number of arguments with the first argument, that is x0 is equals to x0, and the second term x1 is equals to x0 plus h, and the third term x2 is equals to x0 plus 2h, so on up to the nth term, that is xn is equals to x0 plus nh, where this h represents the width between any two intervals. And next, the forward difference operator denoted by delta of f of x is given by f of x plus h minus f of x, that is the next term minus the present term, and the backward difference operator denoted by nabla of f of x is equals to f of x minus f of x minus h, that is the present term minus the previous term. Next is the Newton's-Gregory forward interpolation formula, which is used to estimate the value of y for the value of x which is close to the first term, and the formula is given by this f of x0 plus hu, that is equals to f of x0 plus u into delta of x0 plus u into u minus 1 divided by 2 factorial delta square of f of x0 plus so on up to u into u minus 1, so on up to u minus n minus 1 divided by n factorial delta to the power of n f of x0, where this u is given by the value of x to be estimated minus the first term divided by the width of the interval. Similarly, the Newton's-Gregory backward interpolation formula is used to estimate the value of y for the value of x which is close to the last term and the formula is given by, that is f of xn plus uh, that is equals to f of xn plus u into nabla of f of xn plus u into u plus 1 divided by 2 factorial nabla square of f of xn plus so on up to plus u into u plus 1, so on up to u plus n minus 1 divided by n factorial nabla to the power of n f of xn. For this, the u is given by the value of x which is to be estimated minus the last term divided by the width of the interval, that is h. Next is the divided difference operator. This operator is used when the intervals are not equally spaced, and the formula is given by f of xi comma f of xi plus 1, that is equals to f of xi plus 1 minus f of xi divided by xi plus 1 minus xi. This is the first order divided difference operator, and for the nth order it is represented by f of x naught comma x1 plus so on up to xn, that is equals to f of x1 comma x2 x3 so on up to xn minus f of x naught x1 so on up to xn minus 1 divided by the last term minus the first term. Next is the Lagrangian interpolation formula, and this formula is used when the arguments are not equally spaced. This Lagrangian interpolation formula is given by the polynomial function, that is f of x equals x minus x1 into x minus x2 so on up to x minus xn divided by x naught minus x1 into x naught minus x2 so on up to x naught minus xn into f of x naught. Here the numerator of second term will not contain the term, that is x naught, which is a function of x naught here. Similarly, the nth term is given by x minus x naught into x minus x1 so on up to x minus xn minus 1 divided by xn minus x naught into xn minus x1 so on up to xn minus xn minus 1 f of xn. Next is the inverse interpolation formula is used to estimate the value of x for the given value of y. For example, here the interval is 3 intervals with the terms x is equals to x0, x1, x2 and x3, and to find the value of x2 the formula is given by y minus y1 into y minus y3 divided by y0 minus y1 into y0 minus y3 into x0 plus y minus y0 into y minus y3 divided by y1 minus y0 into y1 minus y3 into x1 plus y minus y0 into y minus y1 divided by y3 minus y0 into y3 minus y1 into x3. To find the value of x2, we will substitute the value of y, that is equals to y2. Next, to find the value of integral, that is from integral a to b f of x dx, we divide the interval a and we will divide the interval ab into n number of subintervals of width given by h is equals to b minus a by n. Here we have divided the interval into n number of subintervals. N can take the value 0, 1, 2, 3, so on. To find the value of this integral, the first method is used by the trapezoidal rule, and this trapezoidal rule is given by integral from a to b f of x dx, that is equals to h by 2 into y0 plus yn plus 2 into y1 plus y2 plus so on up to yn minus 1. And the next method is Simpson's 1 by 3rd rule. This Simpson's 1 by 3rd rule gives the best approximate value for the intervals which is equals to even. That means if the number of intervals is even, then the Simpson's 1 by 3rd gives the most appropriate value. For the integral from a to b f of x dx equals h by 3, into y0 plus yn plus 2 into y2 plus y4 plus y6 plus so on up to plus yn minus 2 plus 4 into y1 plus y3 plus y5 plus y7 plus so on up to plus yn minus 1. Next is the Simpson's 3 by 8 rule, and it is given by the integral from a to b f of x dx equals 3 by 8 into h into y0 plus yn plus 3 into y1 plus y2 plus y4 plus y5 plus y7 plus y8 plus so on up to yn minus 1 plus 2 into y3 plus y6 plus y9 plus so on up to plus y of n minus 3. Next, for transcendental equations, that is to find the roots of that transcendental equation. Here the transcendental equation means the equations which contains logarithmic values or the trigonometric functions or exponents. For example, consider the equation x square minus log x is equals to 0, or the x square minus sin x plus 2x is equals to 0. Those are all the transcendental equations which contains the trigonometric functions or the exponential functions, etc. Those equations are called the transcendental equations. To find the roots of those transcendental equation, we will use the Newton-Raphson method. It is also called as the iterative formula, and it is given by the xi plus 1 is equals to xi minus f of xi divided by f dash of xi. This is the derivative of the function f of xi. If the transcendental equation contains the two variables, then it is solved by using the Newton-Raphson method of this form, that is x of I plus 1 equals xi minus ji inverse into f of xi comma yi, where this x is the column matrix of the variables x and y, and this j is the Jacobian, and this Jacobian is given by the dou f by dou xi, dou f by dou yi, dou g by dou xi, and dou g by dou yi, where this function is a column matrix of the given function defined by f and g, which is a variable of x and y. Next is to find the solution for the ordinary differential equations of first order. These are all the methods. The first method is the Euler's method, and the differential equation given by generally dy by dx is equals to f of xy, and the Euler's method is given by y of n plus 1 is equals to yn plus h of f of xn comma yn, and the modified form of this Euler's method is the modified Euler's method, and it is given by y of n plus 1 into r plus 1, that is equals to yn plus h by 2 f of xn comma yn plus f of xn plus 1 comma y of n plus 1 into r, where this r represents the approximations for the values for the given appropriate approximations. And the next method is the Picard's method. The Picard's method for the given differential equation is given by y of n plus 1 is equals to y0 plus integral from the first term and the required term, that is from x0 to x f of x comma xn into dx. And the next method is Runge-Kutta method for the given differential equation, as y of n plus 1 equals yn plus 1 by 6 into an plus 2bn plus 2cn plus dn, where this an is given by h of f of xn comma yn, and bn is equals to h of f of xn plus h by 2 comma yn plus an by 2, and cn is equals to h of f of xn plus h by 2 comma yn plus bn by 2, and this dn is given by h of f of xn plus h comma yn plus cn. And this is the least square method. This method is used when the linear equation fits the straight line equation. The mean is given by, the mean of the arguments is given by the sum of the arguments divided by the total number of arguments, and the mean of the entries is given by the sum of the entries divided by the total number of entries, and the slope is given by m is equals to summation over I from 1 to n xi minus the mean of the entries into the yi minus the mean of the entries, sorry, here the mean of the arguments, and here the mean of the entries, divided by summation from I is equals to 1 to n xi minus the mean of the arguments whole square. And this is the straight line equation for the least square fit method, that is the mean of the entries is equals to slope into the mean of the arguments plus c, where this c represents the y-intercept. This is the KCET 2015 question. The question is, which of the following numerical methods is used to find the roots of the function? As we know, this Runge-Kutta method is used to solve the differential equation, and this trapezoidal rule and Simpson's 3/8 rule are used to find the integral value of the function, and this Newton-Raphson method is used to find the roots of the transcendental equations. The transcendental equations are those equations which contains trigonometric functions or exponentials or polynomials. Therefore, for this question, the answer is C option. This is the KCET 2016 question. The question is, the real root of the equation x square minus y square is equals to 4 and x square plus y square is equals to 16 by using the by using Newton-Raphson method. They are asking to find the roots of the equation, that is we have to find the value of x and y, that is the xi plus 1 and yi plus 1 for the initial values of x0 and y0 as 2.828. For that we know by Newton-Raphson method xi plus 1 is equals to xi minus ji inverse f of xi comma y of I. They are given the two functions f and g as x square minus y square is equals to 4 and g as x square plus y square is equals to 16. First, by finding the Jacobian, that is dou f by dou x, that is equals to 2xi, and dou f by dou yi, that is minus 2yi, and this is dou g by dou x, that is equals to 2xi, and dou g by dou y, that is equals to 2yi. And finding the inverse of this matrix, that is equals to J inverse is equals to 1 divided by determinant of this matrix and the adjoint of this matrix. To take the adjoint, reverse the diagonal elements and change the sign of the non-diagonal elements. By doing that, this is the J inverse matrix, and they are given the initial value x0 and y0 as xi is equals to y is equal to 2.828. By substituting the value of xi and yi in the inverse of the Jacobian, we will get the Jacobian inverse as 1 divided by 63.9806 into 5.656 5.656 minus 5.656, 5.656, and substituting the values of inverse and this initial matrix, that is xi and yi, and finding the values of xi plus 1, that is xi plus 1 and yi plus 1, will get the approximate value which is equal to 2.45. The x root is equals to 2.45 and the y root is equals to 3.126. Therefore, for this question, the answer is B option. Next is the KSET 2017 question. The question is the Lagrangian polynomial passing through the 2 points x0, y0 and x1, y2 is. They are given the two arguments, that is x0 and x1, and the two entries, that is y0 and y1, and the number of intervals for these points are 1. Therefore, from Lagrangian interpolation formula, we know that f of x is equals to x minus x0 into x minus x1 plus so on up to x minus xn minus 1 divided by xn minus x0 into xn minus x1 plus so on up to xn minus 1 into f of xn for the points x0 and y0 and x1 comma y1. The polynomial for the Lagrangian equation is equals to the x minus x0 into y1, means the term which is a function of f will not have the term in the numerator. Since this function is a function of x1, so here only the term x0 divided by x1 minus x0, plus here the function is a function of x0, therefore here the term is x1. Therefore x minus x1 divided by x0 minus x1 into y0. Therefore, for this question, A is the answer. And this is the KSET 2018 question. The question is, an experiment yields a set of data xi comma yi where I is equals to 1 to so on up to n. It is required to fit the data to a straight line y is equals to mx plus c. Let x bar and y bar be the mean values, then the best fit values of m and c as per least square fit method are given by. These are all the options, and from the least square method we know that the slope of the least square method which fits the straight line equation is given by m is equals to summation from I is equals to 1 to n xi minus x bar into yi minus y bar divided by summation from I is equals to 1 to n xi minus x bar whole square, with the y-intercept c is given by y bar minus m into x bar, where this y bar is the mean of the entries and this x bar is the mean of the arguments. Therefore, for this question, the option is B option. That's it. Thank you for watching. If you like this video, hit the like button, share and subscribe for more videos. Thank you.